That's not the right button. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Rime of the Frostmaiden, Part 14, Along the Eastway. Today is April 4th, 2021, and you are loved, and that's no April Fools. If this is your first time joining us, you can catch up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point over at youtube.com/indooradventures. And you can also check out the VODs or all of our audiocasts wherever audiocasts are made available for free. Feels like forever since we've streamed, so I am working through my mouth sounds at the moment. If you would like to join us, we have a Discord set up. The link is to the Twitch chat off to the side, or there is a joining link in the description of this video down below. Easiest thing to happen in that Discord is that you gain access to our Knights in the Courtyard chat called Questions for the Courts. Knights in the Courtyard, of course, being the after show that we like to put on for all you acorns out there, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk that you would like to ask or field to us, feel free to join us once again at patreon.com/indooradventures. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on Twitch and YouTube and all of those other fine spaces, and you're looking to help support this wonderful show even more, guess what, buddy? I got your back. Because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, clocks, aprons, and we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them in all 5 of her glorious chromatic colors, and those masks have been updated. So not only do you have this basic style mask, but we also have the Trifold Mask, the 3-part one. I think that's the right name. Isn't that the right name? Trifold? 3P? I don't know. It's the new
I don't think it's like
mask.
a trifold. It's like it's got layers to it. It's a try something.
It's a Shrek mask. It has many layers like ogres and onions and parfaits. But
put an onion on your face.
And if you end up purchasing any of those face masks, all of the proceeds end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can once again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my spiel. So, hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hey everyone, I'm Satan, and today I'll be playing Kuori, the Goliath fighter, and we both use she/they pronouns.
Oh, hi everybody, it's me, LizMac, and today I will be playing our Sweet Bean Rock Gnome Cleric, Lydia, and we both use she/her pronouns.
Now, I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I'm going to be playing as Hart, the Wood Elf Druid. We both use he/him.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I am the DM for today. I use she/her. Let's get right into it. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as great clouds issue forth. Her wind across the wasteland shears, bringing blizzards from the north. When we last left off, you all had just finished fighting a ghost. After fighting a bunch of, I don't know if we ever confirmed that they were a part of the
Centaurum?
Yes, thank you. God, I completely blanked.
We kind of figured it out because we saw the flying snakes, and Lydia's sister knew what they meant, and as well we saw them, and I think someone talked and said something about the Centaurum.
One guy had a tattoo, and he was all like, we gotta kill Lucas.
Yeah, exactly. Started finger snapping with.
Yeah, and they all started walking towards you in a line. Yep.
Because when you're a Zent, you're a Zent all the way.
Awful. And now they're all dead. So that's great. I think maybe one of them got away. I'll go back and listen to it.
No, they all died.
There were no survivors.
I think they were like 5 and I killed 3 of them.
One was about to get away, but we killed them at the door. And that
was
was
the old lady.
Yes.
I froze her to death. No, I acid hurt her to death.
Look, gang, it's been 2 weeks since we've last played. All of our minds are a wee bit fuzzy on the details.
Malian Dad was hurt real bad, but you healed him. just in time for Lucas to get possessed by a ghost, and then Mally and Dad hopped up and yanked that ghost right back out of him.
Yoink.
Yoink indeed. So it has. I also remember that Speaker Daneth Whalen was in the prison, because that's where everybody was placed when the Zentarum showed up. So everyone is released. You are commended for protecting the cauldron and for protecting the city and the speaker's house, etc., etc. And oh yeah, he also owes you money. It was 5 gems worth 100 gold. We'll work that out when he eventually calls on you guys, because he will. But I have talked to the players beforehand to let them know that the adventure is going to be taking them out of East Haven. Is there anything that you guys want to wrap up while you're here? Like any equipment that you want to purchase, or I mean, I guess you guys don't really know what you're getting into yet. Is there any like story stuff that you would want to wrap up before leaving East Haven?
So story stuff, no. And this will probably seem like a bad call, but at the start of this campaign, I equipped Hart with a shield. I never picture him using a shield, so I would like to sell said shield.
Feel free.
Okay.
Okay.
You can sell it for half its worth.
Okay.
So the only thing that Lydia will want to do specifically before leaving is return to the Cookie Cutter Shark bakery and purchase some goods, because one of the items that she had commissioned when she had Lucas's outfit made is a special satchel that it has like hard ridges on it for storing cookies so they don't get squished, and she wants to fill it up and give it to Hart.
That's adorable, and I love it. And Hart needs to start working on a spell that's good berry, except it's a cookie.
DM.
Good cookie.
Now,
Good cookie.
Now, DM, could we just say that it's good cookies?
Good cookies?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 100% on board for that.
Awesome.
I feel like
they look like they're chocolate chip. They look like they're chocolate chip. It's raisins. They're just raisins inside. There's the berry still, but it's mostly cookie.
What about chocolate chip and raisins?
No.
Okay.
The raisins themselves are dried good berries. Good
And
cookie.
Renaming the spell to good cookie.
It has been
Gave
T-minus.
a heart a cookie.
It has been less than 15 minutes, and already we're in fucking good cookie territory. I love this game. All right. So Lydia is going to present Hart with that satchel, and Hart, over a nebulous amount of time, will work out how to cast Goodberry through it and produce cookies instead. 100%. Love it. Okay. So, oh gosh. Remind me what Lucas said specifically when he said goodbye to his sister. Like, basically, the two of you decided that you're going to go your separate ways.
Yeah, and he was going to explore more with the Emerald Conclave, with Danica, and
Awesome.
that we promised we would figure out a way to send each other messages or notes or something and stay in contact.
Okay, cool. Hart, I'll say that like at least a full day passes. Like you guys basically get a night and a day to recover. This day is filled with retrieving good cookie satchels and such. And another night passes. Hart, you have a strange dream where it's not, it doesn't have a visual component. It's only audio. And as you're trying to like get comfortable and trying to sleep, as you fall deeper and deeper into like you start to relax, and then like as you start to like reach that point where you will fall asleep, it's like a distant chanting is heard in a language you don't understand. And it's just kind of a whisper that's in the back of your mind. And then like you'll wake up and it'll go away and you'll be a little bit uncomfortable. So then you kind of like, you know, turn back around in that circle, you know, go try and fall back asleep again. And then sure enough, you hear that chanting again. And it's something that you eventually just kind of have to get used to and let happen. And just kind of let it be like background noise. But it is kind of disconcerting. It's different from any sort of vision you've had before.
Well, yeah, because this noise is happening like almost while I'm still awake, right?
Almost, yes.
Yeah.
It becomes clearer as you fall deeper asleep. But like, you ever have like those weird dreams where like you can't really tell what's real and what's not?
Yeah.
And it's like it's right when you're almost asleep, but you're almost awake. You're in that weird twilight between wakefulness and sleepfulness, and it's almost like you can't get to that full sleep situation. You're just kind of always in that like very shallow dream space.
I don't hit REM.
Yeah. It's not super restful. No mechanical effect as of yet, but that might be a problem later.
I wonder why.
Don't worry about it.
So this chanting, it's not in a language that I understand. Is it a language that I've heard before? Basically trying to see, like, is this in Dwarvish?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nope. It's not in Dwarvish. Like, you would recognize Dwarvish. This is... It's weird. It's familiar in the sense that it kind of feels like something that your bones know.
Weird. All right. I'm here for it.
Yeah. There's a part of you that knows it. But it's not you.
Okay.
And it's repetitive as well. Like, it's the same thing over and over again.
Gotcha.
All right. The next day, you will receive a summons from Daneth Whalen. The speaker seems to have been able to get all of his ducks in a row and retrieve the payment that he promised you for the cauldron.
As we've spent like a few nights there before, can Kuori have been working more on trying to permanently imbue a spell into one of the Charlatan?
Did we discuss that before?
Yeah, she was working on it. She went to the other room that was hers and Lydia's and started working on it. And
So basically, like, put like a spell into it that could be like cast once. And
yeah,
then...
because we talked about how it...
So essentially treat it like a ring of spell storing, kind of.
Because like we talked how it absorbed whatever magic you put into it. And
Right.
it needed like some sort of anchor, some sort of sigil, and we kind of worked through that. And I think she cast like lightning bolt on it or something. It held it, but then it fizzled away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of like. I really like that idea. I think that you could get started on that. And we can work out the exact rules for this later, and it could be just something that you work on every once in a while.
That's perfect.
And so long as you have Charlatan available to you, I don't think it'll... Well, we'll see. We'll do some rolls, and if it's a low roll, it won't necessarily... Like, it'll go in there, but it won't necessarily survive being used. It'll shatter. And if it's a higher roll, then it can be recharged and used again, but it will take time to recharge it.
Okay. And with that, is there also like a magic shop here in...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
She would like to go to the magic shop.
Okay.
and see.
Let's make a magic shop together.
Okay.
Kind of the way we did with the cookie cutter. What's the name of this shop? What's it look like?
I feel I personally like to make all my magic shops look like a fucking what's it called? Someone who just stores everything.
A hoarder?
A
A
hoarder,
hoarder?
yeah, basically.
Okay.
And I love kenkus, so like the person wanted to be a kenku.
Okay. Well, we're gonna call this magic shop the
We
drag
should call it Featherfall.
Featherfall. That's so much better than what I was gonna say. Okay. Yes, it will be called Featherfall. I love it. Okay. Yes, and it's got a nice swinging sign outside. And the logo of it is just two feathers, just kind of like, clearly falling through the air. And it says Featherfall on it. And so you walk in. What are you looking for in particular? The proprietor will greet you and speak to you in the way that Kenku do, which is to say, like, just like recordings and like memories of what other people have said. It seems that this Kenku must have apprenticed under somebody at some point, and says, "What can I get for you?"
I was wondering if you had the paper birds available.
And like the Kenku kind of turns around, scrabbles through a bunch of stuff. There's this big wall of I'll say that it's like a wine cabinet kind of thing, where it's like these diamonds in the wall where like wine bottles should go, but instead of wine bottles there are for the most part scrolls put in there, but there's also some other bits and bobs as well. You can see that there's like a fishing pole sticking out of one of them, and so they just turn around and scramble up that wall and kind of like pull out one scroll and then shove it back in there, pull out another scroll. And then finally you hear a in the same voice as before. And they crawl to the very top and they pull down a box. And they kind of just hop down and sure enough, cast Featherfall on themselves. It's a little bit alarming at first because they're just plummeting. And then they drop down. And they push that box towards you, kind of pop it open. You can see that there's this very nice, high quality origami paper. And they say, "Do you know how to fold this?"
No.
"Oh, well then. I can provide you with a few ticks and trips. Oh, God.
Tips and tricks?
That's the one." It seems this Kenku can't actually say tips and tricks because this guy never got it right.
I love it.
So he'll like take one out and kind of show you how to go through the rigmarole, the origami sequence of folding a bird.
Okay. They'll watch carefully. They got big Goliath hands, so they're trying their best. How much for the box and how many?
Let us see. I believe using D&D Beyond, I can find out how much paper birds cost.
10 gold for like a pack of 6 or 8 or something like that.
All right. Sure. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. 5th edition doesn't tell you how much things cost.
I can look it up in my merchants if you want. Guide.
I would love for you to do that.
Okay. The DM's helping other DMs.
Exactly. Well, I also coincidentally I have or fortunately I have a spreadsheet. There we go.
Oh, it's not here.
Well, I've got it right here.
Beautiful.
Let's go with Give me a persuasion check
Okay.
to haggle with this Bort.
This is Boyd.
He's Boyd.
Okay. Okay, that's ugh. I got +0 on charisma. So that is a 10.
Okay. They will sell it to you for 350 gold pieces.
I can't.
You can't stomach that?
I don't have that money.
Okay. That's fine because you're about to come into some money. Very, very soon. You can basically tell them you've got money on the way. If you can afford it later, you'll come back for it.
Yeah, I'll let them know. I was going off of the price guide that my DM had gotten from I don't know where from Saturday. So I was like, yeah, it's like 10 golds for like 10 pieces, right? Something like that.
Oh my god.
No, that's for actual parchment paper, not for the
magic paper bird.
Not for magic paper birds, no.
Whoops. We use so many paper birds in that cafe.
Don't worry about it.
Nice courtyard paper bird that. Just real
for
quick.
sure. But yes. Anything else we want to handle in town?
I think that's she will try. I don't think I have it. See if she can buy a set of just jeweler's tool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it's less than 350 gold.
Yeah, that should I think that one actually does have a price written down because that would be in the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Jeweler's tools. That sounds like something that'd be like 10 gold. $25.
Okay, she can probably do that. Yeah.
We can sell that.
Hey. Yep. Yeah. She will part with that. And that's it. That's all she. Because with working with Charlene, she needs very precise equipment.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna have to like basically get in there and carve the crystal itself without shattering it. And that's what you're gonna need the jeweler's tools for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm smart.
You are called in to speak with Daneth Whalen. And first of all, what he does is he thanks you for coming in. The remember speaker Daneth Whalen is this kind of sullen man with dark circles under his eyes. It looks like he's the kind of person where leadership has really caught up with him and put a large burden on his shoulders. He sits at his desk and pulls out 5 large fist-sized gemstones, and he just lays them out on his desk in a row. And looking at these, I believe that Lydia would have the expertise to appraise these at being worth 500 gold pieces apiece.
Wait, sorry, 500 apiece? I thought
500.
It was 100 apiece.
I was wrong. When I looked it up, and it's 500 apiece.
How many pieces do we have?
5 of them.
Oh dear Lord, we have more money than sense.
You might want to go back and pick up those paper birds.
Maybe.
All right. Lydia will take off her little jeweler's glasses. Click, 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 click. And hand one to Hart, one to Kuori, and then put the rest in the party fund.
Sounds good.
So you each have a gem worth 500 gold. And then I have one, and then we have 2 extra in the party pack.
Yep.
Okay.
And he will let you know that you can run down to the coffers. Basically get everything exchanged for any coinage that you need. Because it's going to be hard to get change for a 500 gold
Yeah.
gem.
Hart likes his gem. He's keeping it.
It's shiny.
It's
I would like to
big
think
rock.
I would like to think that Lydia would take like a moment with the gems before like deciding which one to give to which, and she definitely chooses this very like light sapphire for Kuori that it starts darker at the base and slowly glows a little bit lighter blue at the top. And then the one for Hart is a really shiny opal almost jewel that has little reflections of different bits of light that almost show different colors. And then the one that she keeps for herself, rather than put in the party fund, is a very dark green emerald because it reminds her of Lucas.
Aww.
Lydia, may I say just maybe we shouldn't give Hart that much money.
I mean, we have so much, Corey.
I know, but he will spend it all in one place.
I think he's just going to keep it. He put it on his staff.
It fits in there really well.
Okay, Hart, don't lose it. That is worth a lot of money that we can use in case of an emergency, okay?
Okay.
So you just make sure it fits very tightly in your staff.
Okay.
Okay, good.
He gives it a couple shakes to make sure that it's in there, right? For all you audiocast listeners.
I love that. All right. After the payment is settled, Daneth will say, all right, well, while I have you here, there has been some progress made with interrogating that Duragar that your brother was able to find. And we have reason to believe that this Dark Duchess that we've heard so much about, its cargo held something very dangerous. And we haven't been able to find out what it is yet, but we do know that the Duragar are looking for it. And if they find it, it's going to be bad news.
Speaker, I may have an idea of what it is that it was carrying.
All right. If you have any sort of insight, I'd love to hear it.
She will kind of, I don't know if they're sitting or anything, but she will basically explain Charlene before anything. And
all right.
how it can be both very dangerous, very good for other uses. But there is a type of Charlene that has been warped with demonic magic. She doesn't know if that's what they have, but she'll pull out the note from the Duragar base and translate it to him if he doesn't speak Gnomish, and say, I'm pretty sure that's what they're carrying. And I'm pretty sure this is what they're going to use to try and... Maybe I should wait off on that information. But the important...
What sort of information? Listen, if this is going to put people in danger.
Can I do like an insight check on like this man?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll. 14. He seems earnest. That he's mostly tired of people lying to him. And
me too, man. Me too.
He's just really he's trying to do his job, and he's tired of people making it harder for him.
Lydia, you might also want to sit down. This is information that you do not know, since not you was there.
Oh, of course. And Lydia will sort of sit down and get comfy.
We spoke to a soothsayer of sorts, and the Duragard activity seems to be coming from some sort of uprising that the Duragard are planning. Hart here, if I may. Hart, are you alright with me explaining your dreams to this speaker?
Hart is just like in the corner, just like trying to like put the gem in so that way it doesn't fall out. And he's just like kind of like forcing it in there. Just
jamming it in there, hitting his stick on stuff.
Yeah, trying to just get it to work. And then just, there was,
The one with the crown, remember that one?
yes. There is a mean crown with an old dwarf man that's under a mountain, and they're trying to take it to a Dragon Heart forge. That's what the old speaker lady said, was that it's a forge that has a red dragon's heart in it, and then they're going to use that magic for something. I'm not really sure what. That was all I had in my notes, I'm pretty sure.
I think he also said that all of 10 towns was on fire.
Oh, yeah. Well, the 10 Towns was on fire, but that was because of there were some black swords that were in the snow, as well as a Goliath that wasn't looking too good at the time.
Let's see. Your friend has visions.
Yes, and I know that may sound unreliable, but every vision he's ever had has come true.
Right. It's less about reliability and more about being able to interpret visions. I find that oftentimes this sort of thing is very metaphorical.
It is, but from my understanding of the dreams Hart has had, metaphors stop at a certain point and the visuals tell more of the truth.
I see. So
if he saw
you
this
take his visions literally then?
to a certain point, like once, did you dream of a man that was hanging with red wax over his face, correct?
Yeah.
And then the next day, a man that we knew was found dead with his red
That was
hat
Goose.
pulled over his face. So there is obviously a metaphor, but
Then there was the one
correlates
time
very much.
where I had a dream that I was walking on the underside of a frozen lake, and that there was a thing that was like on the other side that I wasn't on, that I was like walking across. And then the next day we ended up finding Friend, and they were really nice.
A friend is a lake monster that we met.
He's just giving you guys a look like this is all wild. This is some wild shit. But
I understand how far-fetched it may seem and how wild, but as people who have experienced it, we understand.
I get it. It still all sounds very metaphorical to me.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's working out for you.
Yes. We were spoken about by someone who was also a much more practiced soothsayer, that there is an actual Dragon Heart Forge, and that the Duragard are trying to bring someone from the Undermountain.
Can we call upon this soothsayer and possibly get another reading or some more information? If
I don't think
if
so.
they had this vision before.
She said that as soon as we were done talking with her, that she was going to die.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like shooed us out of the room, and that was the last thing that we ever really heard from her.
Were you able to confirm that?
That she was dead? No, but we kind of had to get out of the place that we were in pretty fast. It was Caer Dunaval.
Here, Denival?
Yeah, we were there, and then there was an old tiefling man, and he was kind of rude, and then they kept talking about Knights of the Black Sword. I don't really know what all that's about. And then we barely escaped. We were on a small boat, and then there was like a statue of something that was like wrapped in chains under their city, and that seemed really weird. But then there was
also a very attractive tiefling woman.
Then the tiefling lady, well, she helped us out even further, and then kind of like threw us down the sluiceway, And then once we popped out of the sluice onto, I think it was a frozen lake, that's when we ended up coming here to East Haven.
He writes down some notes, and he says, "What the hell is going on over in Caerdinival?"
Oh, the seer.
lot.
Her name was Hethel. She had a crabapple bad attitude, but it was really just because she was tired.
Sorry. All right.
And then we're
I guess
looking for Zardrock Sunblight, I think is the Duragar's name that we're looking for.
Right. We were able to confirm that much. Evidently, the Duragar we have is one of his sons.
Well, that seems to be the one that's supposed to rise up with a crown of Chardolin, from what I could make out.
Mm-hmm. He likes to name drop his father an awful lot, mostly
smart.
threatening us.
That's not smart, but okay. And Lydia, we'll have to talk about this later.
Yeah, some more information would probably be good.
Yes.
All of this to say, I think that it would be a good idea for us to find the Dark Duchess before anyone else does.
Yes.
If it's Chardolin on there, looking at the records of this ship, it is large enough to house enough Chardolin to outfit an army. And that's the last thing that we want.
Yes.
And regardless of that, even if it isn't Chardolin, if they're looking for it so doggedly, we don't want them to find it.
Yes, exactly.
He gets out a map and basically kind of draws a line along the coastline of the ocean to the north and to the west. And he says, this is about the area that the ship should be. And these are the areas, and he just starts drawing some X's along the coastline. These are the areas that the Duragar have already searched. Fortunately, it seems that they have narrowed things down for us. Unfortunately, they're probably already out there looking for it. So I am willing to outfit you with anything that you need in order to get there as quickly as possible and find the ship before they do.
How far away is it? How far away is the location?
You're gonna have to basically backtrack through 10 towns up through Bryn Shander, and get up to the coastline. It's a good 50 miles in that direction.
Bryn Shander. Oh, okay. So we're going to Bryn Shander, and then to the coast.
Yep. Well, you can basically go any direction that you want to go, but the quickest way would be along the Eastway. Okay. It's the quickest and safest way to travel is along pre-established roads.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the end of 10 towns, you're basically going to have to blaze your own trail.
Okay.
And to be clear, is he suggesting that we search like along the coast by land or by boat?
By boat. It's a good question.
Boat, please.
I'm trying to draw the. That's the thing. The harbor is frozen over.
Yeah.
So he can't really get you a boat.
He could get us figure skating skates. And we could
Yes.
just skate our way through.
He will give you, like, you don't have to pay for it, anything from the equipment list, essentially.
Do you have a map of where it is that we're trying to go? Because I'm just trying to visualize it in my head, and with the map that I have.
Sure.
The frozen coast or harbor is.
Well, I will give you the best way to do this would be to give you the Roll20 link that I have. And then I
think
can.
I have it.
I'm opening it right now. I'll send you guys a link so that we can discuss this a little bit more visually. It's
in our
unfortunate.
pinned. If you
Yeah,
go
the
to our
pinned
pin notes in the Rime of Frostmaiden chat that we have, the Roll20 is the first one in there.
It is
I'm
the
in
pin notes,
here.
and I have just also dropped
okay.
it
The
in
sea of moving
there.
ice. Okay, that's where we're going.
Yes.
Okay, the one I had, the map I had was all closed in, so I was very confused to where we're going. It
Gotcha.
was,
So you were just looking at the 10 towns
yeah,
map.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
So,
yeah.
oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've opened up this map. You guys are still in Bridgeander. Okay, so, you'd start in East Haven, and then go up the Eastway to Bridgeander. And then from there, you could basically decide which way to go for yourselves. But you could possibly go from Bremen and then basically search all along the coast until you find it.
Yeah, I mean, it might be useful if we go from uh to Lonelywood and kind of pass here and then start kind of like here instead of trying to double back. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is basically the conversation that you have
Yeah.
with him
So
as he rolls out that map, and then like you all kind of point at it and hash out exactly how you're going to handle all of this.
there will have to be some sort of vessel since it is still it's half frozen because there's moving ice, so there's still water. So
Yes.
some sort of vessel might be good.
It's the Sea of Moving Ice is incredibly dangerous to sail on, and I would recommend to get against it. It's in fact that's the reason why the Dark Duchess is a wreck to begin with.
Okay, so it is right along the coast and not into the sea of moving ice.
That is what our intelligence seems to
Okay,
believe.
perfect. So I think the best thing to be outfitted is anything for traveling in the snow.
You will be offered your choice between axe beaks or dog sleds for your choice of travel.
How fast are axe speeds?
It's a good question.
Hart prefers the axe beaks.
I figured he might.
I don't like dogs, but
They understand. If you tell them that there are wolves, the axe beaks get up and go. If you tell a bunch of dog sleds there are wolves, they might think that it's just part of the pack.
they're 50 feet. That's not bad.
Yep,
You didn't
50
seem-
feet.
You didn't seem to mind Snowball too much, Hart.
He was different. Lucas could vouch for him.
And whatever transportation option they give you, they basically give you extra of it, more than you really need, in case that there's anything on the ship that you need to load up and bring back.
So it might be better to go with a dog sled to bring like to pull cargo. Unless you have some sort of way of communicating with us and we could tell you exactly where we are and we could bring more men to meet us halfway and carry more. Or meet us there. I don't know.
It's really up to you. A sled dog can pull 360 pounds, and the axe beak can carry 210.
Okay, so probably what we can do is
Go half and half.
maybe. So what I'm thinking is if we bring we can have Lydia and Hart on axe beaks and bring maybe another one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kuori can ride the dog sled there that we will eventually use for cargo.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. Does Lydia need a whole axe beak to herself, or can we...
I'm small. I could probably share with Hart.
I
If
don't
he doesn't
mind.
mind.
No.
So say like one axe beak and one dog sled?
Yeah. Because then the axe beak could also carry some extra stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Sure. Because
I
it
just don't know
seems
how
like
much Chardlin a
how
whole
much it
ship's
would.
worth would be.
Yeah. That's a good question. I feel like you could like do some research and try and figure out exactly how much you would need. But Daneth Wayland really wants you to get going as quickly as possible because every day you aren't looking for the Dark Duchess is another day that the Duragar search for it uncontested.
Yeah.
Speaker, I'm not sure that if you would have something like this at your disposal, but is there any way you have something similar to like a sending stone where we could perhaps relay very quickly a message to you or to someone here in town when we do find the Dark Duchess, and you can send people to help transport the Chardalyn so we don't have to worry about doing it all ourselves?
There is a magic shop in town. I will have a message sent to them to prepare a sending stone for you, and they will send the other sending stone to me.
Thank
Perfect.
you. That way we can carry whatever it is that we can, and then, like you said, you guys can pick up anything that's left over.
And we can stay in contact, and we can let you know any information that we receive here, either from the Duragar or any sort of intelligence, and you can keep us updated on your progress.
Beautiful. Perfect. Seems that we're all on the same page then.
Sounds great. So you will get set up with snowshoes, crampons, cold weather clothing, a dog sled, an axe beak, some fishing tackle, climbing gear, and any other sort of equipment that you need.
Perfect. Sounds good then. I think we're all ready to leave.
All right.
Kuori will stop by the magic shop, and God, that's a lot of money. So, but get the sending stone, and it's a lot of money.
He'll give the sending stone is going to be paid for by Daneth.
Oh, I'm talking about the paper birds.
Oh yeah, the paper birds are still worth money. That's for sure. Money.
Yeah, no, she'll do it. How many paper? Is it just one paper bird for 350, or is it like a pack
that's
of them?
surely not.
I
There's
sure hope
it's
not.
it says somewhere what a box of
I
paper
think
or
it's
how
like
many.
1d8 plus 3 or 1d4 plus 3.
Yeah,
I
something
hope
like
it's
that.
1d8 because god damn it.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, hold on. Small flat boxes containing 1d6 plus 3 sheets of parchment. So go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh, come on, d6. Hey,
Come on, Gary.
Six.
Oh, it's a 6. Woo! Okay, so you've got 9 paper birds.
I used the dice that we got at that game on the table that always seems to roll well.
Yes!
Dude, those dice always roll 6s.
Fucking RJ stole mine.
I have 2. I should send you one.
I called them my 11sies because they always rolled 11s.
Yeah. Gen Con.
Gen Con. Memories.
So yeah, 9. Okay. She'll get those as well. By 350.
You've got 500. You're fine.
I know. But yeah, she'll get them and get the sending stones and get back to the group. And she'll actually she'll stop by like a almost like a jeweler shop and see if they have something akin to like a snowflake charm.
Sure. I think you'll find a scrimshander.
Yeah, scrimshander.
And there is 100% some knucklehead bone that has been carved to look like a snowflake.
Yeah, I'll get one of those.
Satan, just to make you feel a little bit better, just so everybody is aware, the party gold is currently sitting at 1,675.
Okay, then I'm fine.
So
You're doing great.
We are being very thrifty and getting other people to buy our stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Great. Love to see it. So yeah. So she'll get that. Is there a specific price that you want to work out for that, or pennies and dimes?
For the scrimshaw, it's like two gold,
Okay.
and that's pretty expensive. Like,
It's a very detailed snowflake.
mhm.
But yeah.
Mhm.
After
you're not just paying for the resources; you're paying for the labor.
pay your artist.
You're paying
Pay
for
your
the
artists.
experience.
Exactly. But she'll kind of like gather with the group, and she'll kind of get down to Hart's height, probably sitting down, not squatting, because I feel like that's rude. And say, I got you something. I've noticed you've been decorating your antlers more, and I wanted to get you this. And she'll pull out the snowflake charm.
Oh, I haven't been decorating them myself. You all just keep putting things in there, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And then he'll kind of like tilt his head forward for Kuori to tie it in, because he, like, a mirror with him trying to do that himself would just confuse and infuriate him. So he'd much rather
that's fair.
Kuori do it.
Yeah, she'll put it on him in the secure place, and kind of smile. And if we're still like about to leave the inn, she'll kind of go to one room and show him in a mirror.
So
Just kinda...
Hart has a bell, a snowflake charm, and then what else is in his horn? What else is in his hands right now?
A tuft of yeti fur.
Yeah,
Tuft
a tuft of
yeti fur. I'm writing all of these down.
Of course.
It's
Of
for
course.
the commission, the art commissions.
Are you kidding? This is
shit.
Custom made antlers.
exactly. This is for the cosplay later.
Oh yeah, this is for all you cosplayers out there. If you want to do a Hart cosplay, at me on Twitter, and I will love you forever.
Hard saying. I will be showing up to whatever convention is happening next in a feasible way. That I get to meet people from this lovely community. I will cosplay as Lydia 100%.
Aw, hell yeah.
And with Lydia, she will take 4 of the paper birds herself for Kuori, and then give the rest to Lydia and say, do you know what paper birds are?
I don't think I'm familiar, honestly.
Well, you can write a message about 50 words or so, and then...
Oh, I think your mic cut out, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She'll explain paper words that they're magical. You write about 50 words or so in it, fold it up like origami, and whoever's name you put inside it, it flies to them. So you could contact your brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kuori. That
You're welcome.
means a lot. Thanks. She'll very carefully tuck them into her pack and wipe a few already slightly frozen tears from the tops of her cheeks.
She'll just pat her head. It's okay. I just figured it'd be an easy way for you to contact your brother. Her head is like the size of her hand. Enough of that. Let's get ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. You take some rations with you, and you are ready to go. You head out of East Haven. First of all, actually, I feel like we should probably meet our animals.
I was gonna say, do our sled dogs and our Axbeak have names?
That's a good question. I want you guys to name the Axbeak. And I'm gonna check real quick to see how many dogs are on a sled team usually.
If the movie Sled Dogs taught me anything, it's an odd number. It's like 7 because you have to have a dog on
Yes.
Of
point.
one in front, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
Google says 16
Holy
with
shit!
at least.
That is
Oh,
way
but this
more
is-
dogs than I thought.
This is for the sled race, though.
Like the Iditarod?
The Iditarod.
Okay, because they swap them out at
Yeah,
some
you
point
must
for
start.
those.
Each team must start with 6 dogs and finish with at least 6.
Yeah. I was
So
gonna
I'm gonna say, let's say 13.
can we?
Let's have a baker's dozen.
Oh god, I don't know if I have 13 names.
I do have a suggestion for the axe speak, if y'all will indulge my nerdy self. But can we name the axe speak Gimli and my axe speak?
I love it. Hell yes.
Okay.
I was just going to use talk with animals and ask what its name was, but I like the idea of the axe beak being like, my name is Gimli, son of Gloin. Like, that's like just a very
Just a proud axe
heritage,
beak.
yes.
Yes. Well, its name is like prolonged peacock screech, but it translates to Gimli, son of Gloin.
So I don't have a list of dog names, but I do have a list of cat names that I kept for my future cats.
I love that. Well, let's keep it simple. And
Okay, some of these are not simple.
let's keep it simple and just name our lead dog, our team leader,
Moose Tracks.
I fucking love that. Okay, Moose Tracks
Nickname
the
is
dog.
Moose.
Canonically, all of the dogs have ice cream flavors as names.
Yeah.
Yes. And we can
So you
nights in
got-
the courtyard on that.
You have
Yeah.
Rocky Road the dog, but you call him Rocky.
After Rocky, our friend,
After Rocco the dog.
or
Or our
Box
friend
of
Rocky.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
box of rocks.
Who? Him?
Him? Yes. Okay. So Moose Tracks and Gimli. Love it. Awesome. Great. 10 out of 10. You start heading up the Eastway. The Eastway is a historical road. This is basically the Silk Road of Icewind Dale. This is a long and treasured path that has carried trade from East Haven to Bryn Shander and out into the rest of the world for many years. And so that being said, this is a well-maintained road with like good like sturdy timbers underfoot. Like, have you guys seen those documentaries on how like roads in Rome were made? I imagine it's very similar.
Yes.
It's just kind of made with whatever material is around. And there is actually a lot of wood available in Icewind Dale, particularly from places like Lonely Wood or Goodmead, the places that have more, timber around. So yes, you are walking along the Eastway. Is there any conversations that occur as you go?
Yeah, Kuori wanted to explain to Lydia how we're apparently destined to defeat this Duragard king. So she'll explain what the soothsayers said to them. And apparently she had a vision about us and being the one to defeat such problems.
Oh, that it actually makes a lot of sense.
This is not the reaction I was expecting from you, but this is great. This is good.
Look, a lot of things happened from point A to point B to point C of finally finding you guys again. I'm not the same person that you left, and I don't mean that in a doppelganger way. I promise that I'm me. I just mean that I know that there is a greater purpose for me than just a jewelry store owner's daughter. And it kind of makes some sense that it's something bigger tying all of us together. I'm just sorry I wasn't here from the very beginning.
It's not your fault. We both got separated, and the snow can be very dangerous. All I can say is that I'm glad that you made it. The real you. Neither of us are the same that we left off. And we have Hart now to help us.
We do both have Hart.
He just has a big smile on his face because people were talking about him.
Yeah.
Lydia will wave.
Oh, dear.
So, question
that's
for
you.
that conversation: is Lydia on the back, like on Kuori's like backpack, kind of?
Lydia would probably take turns between being on the backpack stepping stool thing, and the axe beak with Hart, and just like trying to spend time equally with the both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never expected to be meant for something greater. So this is all very new to me.
Let's just say that this is this soothsayer that you spoke with. She's not the first person to say that there's more work to be done for us.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
I just... Everything here is such a delicate balance between life and death, between what nature takes and what nature gives.
And Lydia will be holding her raven clasp on her winter coat.
It's a delicate balance that must be upheld.
I'm assuming this has to do with her. And she'll tap the raven clasp.
Maybe.
If you ever want to and feel comfortable, we're always here for you to listen.
Thanks, Kuori.
I just don't want us to, any of us, get separated again. I think we've all shown that we're all much stronger together as a group. So before anybody leaves, please talk to the group,
Well,
including myself.
even if you do decide that you need to take a little bit of an aside, or there's a blizzard, one of my abilities that I have is that I can track down objects. And so as long as I know something that you have, like Lydia, you have your clasp and you have a bunch of other stuff, as long as I can focus on the things that you have, or Kuori, if I can focus on the things that you have, up to about 1,000 feet, I think, I'd be able to at least find you.
That's amazing, Hart. I think that would be very useful for us. And then we have your little bell, and she'll kind of like ding the little bell on the antler.
The entire time that we have been riding and I have been on Axebeak, just bring, like it has just been going. One singular bell, not a jingle, not a sleigh collection, just one bell.
Adorable.
Yeah, I can't tell if I know that you guys traveled with not me for quite some time, and some of their ideas are great, and she kind of like
Yeah, this backpack
Points to
was
the
really-
backpack
Yeah.
that she's currently standing on.
but I don't know if that bell was supposed to be a gift or a curse.
She just listens for hours on end at the ringing.
You win some, you lose some.
Okay, it makes Hart happy, so that's good with me.
Well, Oh,
About-
go.
About 2.5 hours pass, and you travel about 5 miles until you reach the crossroads of the Eastway and the road that runs up and down the coastlines of the lakes, Red Waters and Lac Dinashir.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come to this point, you can see that there is a large hillside that just kind of borders one side of the road. And on the other side of the road, there is just this vast expanse of snow. And as you're looking out across this snowy expanse, you can see some movement going across the field. And you notice that there is a what appears to be a polar bear just sort of trundling along in the snow. And then it turns its head and turns its head and turns its head until finally you see that it has the face of an owl. And you see a snowy owl bear is just kind of making its way through the sunlight. And then just behind it, you see more movement and two smaller shapes kind of bobble along behind it. And you can see that there are some much less white around the body, just kind of up in the neck and in the face area. They're a lot grayer and a lot fuzzier and kind of uglier. But yes, there are some snowy owlbear cubs walking alongside their mother.
I love it.
And it is off in the distance. It's far enough away that that you can feel safe, and you are downwind from them. So Kuori can say, yes, this is very cute, and we can enjoy it because they definitely won't smell us and probably hunt us."
Yes, no, we do not want to mess with a owl bear, especially a mama owl bear. Those things are vicious. Peck the face right off.
And as you're looking down across this snowy valley, the hillside is sort of to the back to you. It's a very steep hillside. You'd probably be able to go up it if you wanted to, but it is very snowy and probably slick. And as you're doing so, there eventually comes a point where you can see a dark shape kind of take form from one of the ledges farther up the hill. I think that Hart would be the first person to notice this, being the person with the highest passive perception. Hart, you look up and you see a humanoid figure wearing cold weather clothing, just sort of sitting on a ledge looking down at you. And they just appear to be watching you pass.
How far away are they?
I muted myself in order to talk. I was going to say, I feel like Hart is not subtle on these things. So, like, his head is just, like, like, looking directly at this figure.
Mm-hmm.
How far away are they?
A good, I'll say they're about 20 feet up the hill.
Lydia would like to, for the first time, use her detect thoughts ability.
Okay. Sure. That is a save of some sort, yes?
It's a
Hold on.
wisdom save, I think.
Okay, so I can know surface thoughts of the creature without them making a save. But if I want to probe deeper, they must make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, I gain insight into reasoning, emotional state, deeper stuff. But if they succeed, the spell ends. And either way, the target knows I was probing their mind. So
It's like a freebie for the surface thoughts, and then
yes, surface thoughts
Right.
are freebie. They don't know that I've done it, and they don't have to make a save against it. But if it's like anything deeper, like motivations behind
Mhm.
doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's thinking of pink elephants, I would know that he's thinking of pink elephants.
Sure. Their surface thoughts are, does that guy have antlers? And the follow-up thoughts to those are like they're moving at a steady pace. They'll probably reach this point in less than 20 seconds. I should probably tell the rest of my buddies about that.
If I look at them, do I know who they are? Do I see them? Do I
They
recognize
are
them?
they're a good distance off. Yeah, like 20 feet roughly, but they are they're bundled up in cold weather clothing, and this is a common issue in Icewind Dale.
Yeah.
It's hard to recognize people from a
They're
distance.
just cold weather clothing.
Yep.
A distance.
Lydia will communicate that there's definitely more of them to Kuori, but he didn't seem necessarily violent per se.
I would like to prepare a spell.
What are you preparing?
If any of them come down and attack us, I want to prepare burning hands.
Okay.
So if any creature makes a hostile move towards any of us.
Yeah, like a
Right.
hostile move.
Sure. You see that guy just kind of watch you go by. I imagine he and Hart just stare each other down the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, they're not being
It's
stealthy, so.
it's that thing where you pass somebody on the road and you're having an invested conversation with them or with the person next to you, and then you just stop talking like without saying why, but it's like very clear that it's because you're having a conversation. You don't want the person that you're passing to like overhear what you're saying. So like there's just that moment where you are silently passing by and he's just staring you down the entire time.
Well, that was weird.
I think as they're passing him, Hart just calls out for him to have a nice day.
Okay. Hart says, "Have a nice day." And up ahead of you, you see another figure just kind of pop up on one of the ledges up on the hill. And then another one, and another one. And then higher up on the top of the hill, you see two more pop up. And one of them clutches at something at their chest and kind of holds it out as though they're brandishing a holy symbol of some sort. And they call out, what do they say exactly?
Can I real quick while you're thinking about that say instead of burning hands, it's firebolt because burning hands is self range, so I don't want to.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like Kuori would know this. Sorry.
They call out, "Death to those who have killed our seer."
Ah, fuck.
And then you see those folks that are like farther down the hill pop up and start sliding down the hill towards you. You see them start brandishing swords. Kuori is going to blast off this spell that she had ready, and we're going to roll initiative right after our break.
Excellent. So when we come back, we are going to get into some combat, but until then, we are going to be going on to our break. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everybody. We are back. We have returned. People are sliding down the sides of, like, a snowy incline towards us, saying that we killed their seer? I don't remember doing that, but let's find out.
All right. So you see several of these figures start lifting these swords aloft, and with cries of, oh my God, I was about to say the wrong name. What was the name of the seer?
I literally have no idea.
I'm trying-
Hethel.
Oh!
Okay. I tried to say Hestia. I tried to
that's a
say
god.
Helen. I tried to say
That's a lady from Troy.
all of these. Yeah, all of these like H names. For Hethel! The swords start coming out. They start sliding down the hill. You can count about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys sliding down the hill towards you, and 2 more guys at the top, just sort of looking down, sort of superior. However, Kuori had a spell prepared. It was a fireball?
Fire bolt.
Fire bolt. Okay, where's that bolt going to? These guys coming down the hill at you are about 20 feet away. Those guys at the top of the hill are about 40.
Whichever guy is first.
Cool.
You want to go first? You get a fire bolt to the face first.
Yeah.
That is a 17.
17. Alrighty. You're gonna pop that guy in the schnoz.
Good. Popping him in the schnoz.
All right. Roll me some damage.
8 points of fire damage.
Ow! Oh, that's bad for him. He didn't like
Yeah,
that.
good.
He didn't like that at all. He looks like
Good.
he's hanging on by a thread. All right, give me some initiative, y'all.
22.
Natural 20 for 21.
Jesus Christ. Let's see if my
Danae has froze.
17.
What?
We shocked Danae with our high initiative, and she froze.
Can you still hear me?
Oh,
Yes, we can hear you just fine. It's just that you're frozen in like a stretch frame kind of thing.
there
Oh,
we
you're
go.
back.
no.
No.
Nope.
Still frozen.
Oh no.
Oh, and your
Robot.
voice is getting
Oh,
robotic.
wait.
Oh.
Tyler,
Slight
are you still-
movement.
Video games. How are we doing now?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Getting better.
Promise.
Where is the promise?
Beware the slithy toves.
Okay, you're back.
Oh,
Oh,
kind
did that work?
of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's getting back to the way that it was, so.
Okay. Right. It started chugging for a second there. Hit snag. All right. Let me go ahead and sort these. At the top of the round, we have Hart. You see about 5 guys coming down at you. They're about 20 feet away, and then 40 feet away are those 2 other guys.
Are they at the top of the hill still?
Uh-huh.
How hard would you say this incline is? They are sliding down it, so I'm assuming that it is a steeper incline.
Yes, it's quite a steep incline.
All right, cool. Hart is from the axe beak. He's gonna go from stirrups to like jump up. So like it's like surfboard ride on the back of this axe beak for a little bit, and he's gonna jump off. And then as he is jumping, Burning Star for archer form. Bonus action, he is going to shoot at one of the guys who is falling off with one of his radiant arrows. I don't think an 8 is going to hit.
It is not.
Okay. But now it is the meat and potatoes of what I actually wanted to do. I am going to cast a flaming sphere, but use my meta magic to turn it into a thunderous sphere, and I want to try and start an avalanche where those 2 guys are standing where the others are sliding down.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I didn't expect to have to pull out my avalanche rules just now. Ooh, okay. Starting just where the 2 guys are.
Where the
at
2
top?
guys are on top, because there needs to be that break for the avalanche to start. Like, I'm
Alright,
not going
cool.
between them. I'm basically going, like, midpoint underneath the 2 of them where the other 5 are riding down to cause it to sloosh.
Right. Cause to try and get like the snow to fall down on top of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear ya. You're putting a thunderous sphere there to do
Yes,
so.
I am, like, bashing the thunderous sphere. Like, basically, point of origin is on that part of the landscape.
All right. Give me either a Arcana or Survival check to pull this off.
That is a 12.
Okay. All right. That is not bad, but it's not exceptional. I'm gonna say that you
Story
do
of my
start.
life. I thought I was muted. I'm so sorry.
You do start some snow coming down this hill, but it's only gonna hit 2 of the 5.
That's fine. And it doesn't cause the guys on top to like lose their footing at all.
I'll give them some checks. Let's see. Will say one guy rolled really well, one guy rolled really poorly. One guy's gonna stay up there and be fine, and the other guy's gonna slide about halfway down the hill with the snow. So 2 guys have been covered in snow, and 3 guys are still running at you. Go ahead and roll me. Let's see. What is this? Roll me 2d10.
Okay, let's see it. 14.
Okay. One guy is buried under the snow and does not return. And another guy, you can see the snow kind of shifting around as he's trying to get back up. So one guy's out, and one guy has been buried but is trying to pull himself out. One of the, I'm going to start calling them as I have them written down, just for the sake of being able to understand. The 2 guys at the top of the hill, those are high knights, and the rest of the guys are just regular knights. So one of the regular knights is out, one of them is buried, and one of the high knights has fallen halfway down the hill. Cool.
Yeah, that's it for Hart's turn.
Awesome. Alrighty. One of these high knights, the one that didn't fall down the hill, just kind of rolls his eyes at the antics of these guys just kind of like bumbling down the hillside. You see him brandish something at his chest, which appears to be something like a holy symbol. And he is going to cast a spiritual weapon, which manifests as this would be cool. Manifests as these freezing chains that just kind of like jut out of the snow and try and grab onto whoever's next to them. I'm going to say that this is Hart, since he's the one who has shown to be quite a manxome foe. I need you to do nothing because I'm just going to roll.
Dope.
That doesn't look like it's going to do much. A 6 doesn't hit you.
No.
So you see these chains come up out of the snow and just kind of like try and wrap around you. However, they completely miss you. But that spiritual weapon is now there. Yeah. When you cast the spell, and then as a bonus action on your turn, you can move it and repeat the attack. So that is a bonus action already. Yeah. So that won't happen again until next turn. Okay, so that was that guy. He has an action still. He is going to kind of like make a swift movement with his arm. And a dagger will fly out of his sleeve and miss. However, the second one will probably hit you, Kuori, with a 21.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be 6 piercing damage as a dagger sinks into your shoulder.
Can I just say this as a power move? She'll see the dagger, look at the other guy, and just say, "This is mine now."
Oh, I gotta love that. Okay. It is your turn, Lydia.
Hey, that's me. Seeing this gentleman cast spiritual weapon. Lydia will reach into her bag, and a familiar magic that Hart and Kuori are now accustomed to, as she casts spiritual weapon herself, and I am going to put my giant glowy mace directly above this guy's head and then take a swing. Cast it. Put her. And then does a 17 hit?
A 17 will hit, yes.
28 plus 4. So for 11 points of damage, of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then she will just try and stay as close in between Hart and Kuori as possible, and position herself sort of in the middle. And then as my action, she is going to point to one of the high knights that's still up on the hill and cast Toll the Dead. So
Okay.
I need a wisdom save, and it needs to be the DC 14, please.
All right. Are you going for the one at the top of the hill or the one that...
Top of the hill.
Okay. DC 14.
Yes, please.
Wisdom save.
Mhm.
A 7's not going to make it.
So they take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
He has not lost any hit points yet, right?
He did lose some hit points.
Then I get to roll a d12. That is
Yeah.
a new thing that I learned.
That's the fun of Toll the Dead.
11.
Alrighty. Awesome. He has taken a lot of damage. Okay.
That's my turn.
Cool. So the buried cultist is going to try and dig his way out of the snow. That is not looking good for him. He's still stuck in there. He will have to work on trying to get himself out of there for a bit longer. The other guy who fell halfway down the hill is going to pull his head out of the snow. He's got this angry look on his face. Likewise, he is also going to start making some arcane sigils with his hand as he invokes his Dark Lord. And he's going to try and cast Hold Person on Lydia. I need you to make me a wisdom save.
I think not. But I will make you a wisdom save, yes.
Please and thank you.
All right, Ashley Johnson, do not fail me now. Oh, okay. So it's a natural 19 plus 6 for 25.
All right, you definitely make that. Yeah. So you can feel the magic trying to take hold on you, and you dismiss it immediately. The guy seems to just get angrier. Kuori, it is your turn.
Okay. So, what? We have a guy who's looking hurt, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 3 cultists running down the hill at you, and then 2 more important looking guys higher up the hill. And there's one guy who's buried under the snow.
Okay.
There's 2 guys buried under the snow, but only one of them is trying to get out because the other guy is dead.
That's funny. The one that tried to cast hold on Lydia, I would like to throw a firebolt at them, please.
Okay.
I can't do much, but I can do magic. That is a 16.
16 hits.
Okay. I don't know what dice I'm looking for. It's a D10. I think I only have one. 4 points of fire damage.
All right.
That's all I got.
Okay. Those cultists are going to run up. Oh, you know what? I usually have 3 sets of dice here. And I just started looking around for my third one. I used it in the game the other day. All right. One of them is going to... I'm going to put 2 of them on Kuori and 1 of them on Hart. So here's the first 2 attacks. Natural 20. A 10 doesn't hit you. Here's the one for Hart, which is going to be a 11. I don't think that hits Hart either.
Nope, 11 misses.
Okay. All right, but natural 20 on Kuori as this first guy gets a lucky hit in. That's going to be 7 slashing damage.
Hey. That's rude.
All right, that is it for them, and you now have 2 cultists on you, Kuori, and 1 on you, Hart. Coincidentally, it is your turn. Hart.
Okay, so there's still the High Knight that's on top of the hill.
Yes.
Okay. So Hart can't do what I want him to right now. I think Hart is just going to slam the Thunder Orb using his bonus action into the sidewall again to see if he can trigger another avalanche with the guy who's standing on top. See if he can get him brought down at all.
All right. Give me another survival check. Or Arcana.
21.
Whichever one.
Arcana
21?
Arcana I am not proficient in and only have a +1. Survival I got 5 rooting for me, so 21 seems like a good option.
Okay. You move it over just a tad so that you can get more of that untrodden snow, and just slam that thunder orb back into it, triggering another avalanche. I think since you were specifically trying to get the guy at the top of the hill, and all of the rest of the guys are already down at the bottom, it's just going to be him. So he's going to try and make a check not to fall over. He fails, and he is sliding down the hill to be next to his other guy. So now the High Knights are both about 20 feet up the hill, and you have cultists surrounding you.
Okay. How many?
There are 3 down on the ground with you.
Okay. In that case, I am going to cast a 1st level magic missile using my starry form, or using my Circle of Stars slot, because that functions differently than a regular spell slot. So I am going to cast magic missile, and I'm going to target the 3 cultists that are on the ground with us.
All right.
So first cultist takes 3 points of damage. Second cultist takes 2. Third cultist takes 5.
Okay. These stars come flying out of Hart's starry form and blasts each one of them.
And then
Anything else for you?
I think Hart is just going to turn to the cultist that's closest to him, just very slowly, and just stare directly at them.
All right. He is not intimidated. He fervently continues on his orders.
Okay.
It seems like he has seen some shit.
Bitch, me too.
All right. One of the High Knights is going to use his spiritual weapon to try and grab you again, Hart. Ah, goodness, he is rolling so bad. 6 doesn't hit you.
Nah, fam.
Nah, fam, indeed. But that's fine, because spiritual weapon isn't concentration. He's going to try and cast Hold Person on you. Give me a wisdom save, please.
All right. Let's see it. Does a 13 do it?
A 13 does do it.
Oh.
These guys don't have a great DC.
I am just used to being terrified at spell save DCs, so 13 feels low, but I'm not complaining.
Me neither, man. Me neither. Once again, you feel the effort of a outside force to compel you to be still, and you shake it off. Lydia, it's your turn.
Lydia is going to focus on the enemy who is trying to cast Hold Person a bunch.
Okay.
And so she is going to move her spiritual weapon to wherever they are and take a swing with that because nobody controls me or my friends' bodies.
Damn.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Ooh, that's good. 1d8 plus... plus 4. 12 points of radiant damage.
All right. How do you take this guy out?
So Lydia's new weapon, instead of a bunch of very tiny daggers, is a silvery and light purple glowing mace. She'd like to play baseball.
Oh.
But swing.
And just make some direct contact with his right ear and then have his head join his counterpart at the top of the hill.
That body used to have a head.
All right. Yeah, there is a sickening crack as that mace makes a connection with that skull, and it does fly away. However, you see instantly as this cultist meets his end, his body seems to grow rigid, and you watch ice encase his entire body, and it falls stiffly to the ground. You see it start to slide down the hill.
Lydia notes this, doesn't like it, and will address it later. But for now, how many of the cultists are near Hart right now? And was that one that she just killed the one that had cast spiritual weapon?
Yes, that is the one that had cast spiritual weapon, so that's gone now. Okay. And there is one cultist on Hart, and there's 2 on Kuori, and then there's still one High Knight still up the hill. However, as that occurs, you see a shadow fall over you, and you see wings darken the sky as a creature swoops down and makes its landing on the hillside next to that High Knight. And you can hear the grinding of stone as a creature with this sort of stark white pallor to its skin. And you can see it's got wings that appear to be webbed, but all of its features appear to have been carved from stone. It seems like this creature is made completely out of stone. It is a gargoyle with snarling teeth and tusks sort of jutting from its lower jaw. It reaches out with a clawed hand, and it's going to swipe at the High Knight. All right, awesome. I'm gonna do a grapple check here. Oh my god, these guys.
I was scared. Now I'm
suck.
confused.
He grabs that knight and he flies up above you guys and just chucks him to the ground. He takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage as he falls at your feet. And you hear him give this kind of gurgling roar, like.
Oh. Okay.
The knight or the creature?
The creature.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to check. Still terrifying, but like needed that distinction.
Fun either way.
The
Yep.
gargoyle seems to be on our side. Let's let's see if it's fun or not.
Okay. The guy who's under the snow is gonna try and dig himself back out
I
again.
want a gargoyle. I want it. Can I keep it?
Good for him.
Sorry.
What?
Danae. I did have an action left because spiritual weapon is a bonus action.
Sorry,
So
go on.
I was just gonna cast Toll the Dead at whichever one near Kuori looks the most hurt.
Sure.
So again, you see Lydia take out this bell from her pouch, and again, instead of what you would think instinctually a bell were to sound like, it sounds like the creaking of an old ship. And I need a wisdom saving throw 14. Wisdom saving 14.
5's not gonna make it.
It is not, so that's a D12. Oh, only 3 damage this time.
3 is not nothing. You can see blood beginning to pour from his eyes and ears.
Excellent. Now
And then the gargoyle arrives. And then falls down. Oh no, bludgeoning damage. Okay. Yes. And then a fella pops out of the snow like daisies, and then turns around and sees a gargoyle just sort of snarling at him, and he wishes that he had stayed in the snow. So I think he's going to try and stab that So the gargoyle's roaring in his face, and the guy's just kind of screaming back at it. He's going to try and stab the gargoyle. Natural 20.
No, don't stab it. I want to keep it, please.
These cultists are rolling really well. Unfortunately, their bosses are not. 8 slashing damage on the gargoyle, which is resisted, fortunately for him. Okay. So that cultist has gone. The High Knight that is still living, and now lying at your feet, stands up, kind of looking a bit confused about the situation at hand. He's going to cast Spiritual Weapon at Lydia because she seems to be the most concerning person at the moment. An 11 doesn't hit you?
it certainly does not.
I did not think so. More chains come jutting out of the snow and just fly past you. And then he's going to get out a dagger and try and stab you instead, because that seems to be more reliable.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
11 doesn't hit you. However, I'm pretty sure a 23 will.
Yeah.
So 6 piercing damage, my dear.
Ouch.
As he sinks a dagger into your flesh. Said dagger is kind of long and jagged and black, and generally terrifying.
This, as a note, this is the first time that Lydia has ever taken damage from another creature this entire campaign. The only damage I had taken previously was fall damage.
Oh, Lydia, you sweet bean. All right, so that's his turn. Kuori, it is you.
Fuck. So there's 2 guys on me, and one of them looks hurt.
Yes.
Okay.
They're both at least a little bit hurt. They all got magic missiled by Hart earlier.
Well, good.
But one's looking pretty bad. He's got blood pouring from his face.
Oh, I'm gonna attack that one. I'm gonna gaze at the beauty that is Gargoyle and wish I had one, and then attack attack the guy that's not looking so hot. God, I do wish I had an attack as a bonus action, but I don't. So I'm going to just fucking God, I feel like oh, that's fine. I'm going to take out my longsword, and in the same motion that they take it out of their sheath, they're going to strike at the man that's not looking so hot.
Go for it.
That is a math number. 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Ooh. Shit. It's max damage. That's 8 plus 3. That is 11 points of damage.
Oh my. I think you take off this guy's head.
So in the same
Just-
motion, they just
Swing.
cleanly cut this guy's head off.
Like a
Uh,
samurai.
Yeah.
And likewise, this guy's body also freezes solid as life leaves his body.
And then as they are holding their swords still out, their eyes will turn to the next guy, and you see like this frosty glow start spreading from her eyes.
You see a look of determination cross their face. And there's one guy on you and one guy on Hart. They're going to try their luck. This one is for Hart.
I know, Frankie.
Frankie.
22 to hit's probably going to do it.
Who's me?
This one's for Hart. 5 slashing damage for you, Hart.
Okay.
And a 6 is not going to hit Kuori.
Nope.
Okay. Slashy with the swords. Hart, it is your turn. There's a guy on you and a guy on Kuori. There's a high knight on the ground, and the gargoyle is fighting a cultist higher up the hill.
Okay. How far away is the High Knight?
He's pretty close to you. I wouldn't say necessarily in melee, but definitely within range.
Because I'm not asking this question for me. I am asking this question for the Thunderous Orb because I can move it 30 feet as a bonus action.
Right. I think the orb would be able to move down there, yes.
Then I am going to just move the orb, and I need them to make a dexterity save.
Okay. You got something to say there, tough guy? I'm rolling a lot of 3s, just in general.
That's
just
really
in
good.
life. Yeah, 5's not going to make it.
No, it's not, but I rolled boxcars, double 6s, baby, so you take
Oh my
12
goodness.
points of thunder damage.
Ow-wee. Ow. Okay. Shush.
And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did last turn, and I am going to use my second magic missile from my star map. So that is going to be... How's the High Knight looking?
High Knight's looking not great.
All right. I'm going to do 2 on him, and then the second... No. So Kuori still has a cultist on her?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to do 1 on the cultist, or 2 on the cultist, 1 on the High Knight.
Okay.
All right. So the one on the cultist takes 5.
The one that's on Kuori, then?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the High Knight would take 7.
Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope. That's it.
All right, that is Hart. Lydia, it is your turn.
So Lydia will again move her spiritual weapon, her beautiful glowing mace, and attack the cultist nearest Kuori. So
All right.
a 17 to hit.
Yes.
And then whoop. Yep. Ooh, it's an 8 plus 4, 12 points of radiant damage.
Amazing. Definitely takes him out.
So this time, seeing like this cultist standing in front of Kuori, Lydia waves her wrist,
and flicks her hand, and the mace turns and just squishes him top down for a nice juicy pancake flat type situation. And then at the risk of getting a little repetitive, she's going to cast Toll the Dead at the high night because it's what she's got cantrip wise for damage. So I need a wisdom save from him.
All right. They're 3. I'm gonna get rid of these dice. That 4's not gonna make it.
So that is 6 points of necrotic damage.
All right. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's everything.
Okay. Gargoyle is going to take some swings at the cultist that he's fighting. One with a bite and one with its claws. That one's gonna hit. And that one's gonna hit. Oh, now you want to roll well dice. When it's somebody who's, to their benefit, you just gotta, it's fine. I see how it is. Don't roll well for me. That's fine. He's just gonna he kills it. He kills him good. He's real good and killed now. There's some crunching noises from higher up the hill, and then you see the gargoyle land next to the High Knight, and you hear that gargling roar again. That's it for the gargoyle. The
Sweet.
High Knight.
Wait, before. If the gargoyle is ending its turn next to the High Knight where my thunderous orb is, it needs to make a Dex 13 save.
Gotcha. It fails.
All right, so it is going to be taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the Thunder Sphere.
Okay. All right. That occurs. Huh. Okay. The High Knight is going to use his spiritual weapon to try and attack Lydia once more. 15 to hit you, Lydia?
A 15 does, in fact, hit.
Aha!
Barely.
Finally! That took a while. Yes. So it's a D8. And then you
I'm small.
roll minimum on your D8 for that. That's fine. I don't mind. A D8 plus this. Yeah. Okay. So you take 2 spiritual weapon damage. Force damage. 2 force damage, Lydia. Which is unfortunate right up until the moment where he decides to inflict wounds on you.
Excuse me, sorry. What?
He's going to try and inflict wounds on you. Does a 14 hit you?
14 is my armor class.
Oh boy. That's fun. He says, he spits up some blood at you and he says, "For Hethel." And he's going to just grab you.
I wasn't even there. Alexa, play Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy.
11 necrotic damage from him.
Okay.
How you feeling? You doing all right over there?
I learned from Kuori. I am strong.
Aw,
You're strong.
I am strong.
you are strong. What I really should have done was do that at 2nd level. This guy's going down for sure. Okay, so that is him, Kuori.
Sweet, he needs to make a Dex save.
Woo! Another goddamn 3 on the dice. Woo!
Woohoo!
It might as well just be a natural 1. Just taunt me with these 3s.
Another set of boxcars, 12 points of thunder. And it is,
All
thunder
right.
damage is different than bludgeoning damage. So when I said
Yes.
bludgeoning against the thing, it was actually just thunder.
Right. Okay, got it. So tell me how you kill this guy.
He's the one who didn't move, the dummy. So I feel like he reaches out and he grabs a hold of Lydia, like it's her arm or her shoulder or some like, man, I got you on my meanie mitts. And then like they cast the spell and they look up and they lock eyes with Hart while he's in Burning Star. And as they look up, they just kind of get this like look of horror on their face as the like burning meteor where Hart's eye is just flares for a quick moment. But as it does, that thunder orb that's behind just pulses outward, and that force from the thunder is what ends up causing him to collapse.
Amazing. All right. He like recoils, like there's that moment where like his back arches in pain, and like he's silhouetted by the light of the orb, and then when you're done blinking the spots out of your eyes from the flash, he's standing there like frozen solid, and you can see his holy symbol is floating just kind of midair, also just kind of held up in an icy prison. All right. So that was the end of his turn. Kuori, it is you. There is one last cultist.
Okay, let's roll. I'm gonna cast my chromatic orb at this bitch. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
Cool. Let's see if I can roll a good damage here. Ooh, I can. No, that's for. No. That's for melee weapons. I can't reroll twos for spells. That's for melee weapons. The other two are fine. That's 16 points of cold damage to this man.
All right. That is very much going to kill him.
I would like to say that Kuori looks at this man and like, while chromatic orb has a range, you just see her like the frost from her eyes just spread out more, and her hand just grasps this man's face, and just cold that flashes in a blinding blue-white light on this man's face, and before they start turning to ice or whatever they're doing, it's just frost that covers their entire body, and their entire face is just frostbitten.
Great. So, Kuori, you finish doing that. I will, at risk of spoiling this a little, will drop out of combat. And that gargoyle just kind of looks over at you guys and makes no move to approach.
Can I make a move to approach?
Sure.
Wait, no, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You tell me what you do.
She'll look to her team.
I'm guessing the gargoyle like hippity hops away from the thunder orb so it doesn't take damage just by standing.
I think it takes damage like once or twice more before it realizes where it's coming from, and then maybe swings at the orb a little bit. It doesn't seem to be the smartest creature.
Okay. I'm gonna look to my team and give him that I'm gonna go try and pet it look.
Kuori, maybe we should just not look a gift gargoyle in the mouth and keep walking.
She takes a step forward.
Okay. It does eventually just kind of like move away from the orb, realizing like if I'm not next to it, it doesn't make the hurdy thing happen. And it kind of turns around and seems a little bit surprised to see you there. But it will just kind of lean forward, and it's just kind of sitting on its haunches in that classic gargoyle stance. And you see it fill its stone lungs and then just like blow out some air into your face.
I'm gonna horse girl this shit. I'm gonna to put my hand out to it.
All right. You put your hand out to it, and it just kind of like looks at it like, fuck am I supposed to do with this? And as it is doing so, a raven lands on its head and kind of cocks its head at you. And then it opens up its beak, and you can hear from inside the sound of like fighting and swords clashing and spells slinging. And you hear
girlfriend.
You hear a familiar voice come out and say, how's it going over there? Do you guys need another gargoyle?
No, we're good, thanks.
All right, I've got this handle over here. There's
sure?
kind of... Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. There's kind of a coup going on. It's... I didn't want to do this, but it looks like I'm going to have to take charge. And then, like, you hear... "Ah!" And she goes...
Amazing. That sounds
Kuori,
really cool.
Kuori, do you know this bird?
Yes. That's not the birds, the wizard's familiar. What was the tiefling's name again?
I don't know if she ever introduced herself to you.
Oh,
We
she
got her
did.
name.
She
did.
definitely did.
She for sure did.
Yeah.
Hold on. Avarice.
Avra.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are so good at note taking. I'm proud.
Is there any... Could you tell me exactly what's going on here?
I'm a little busy at the moment. Suffice it to say, the guy in charge really wants you around.
They want us around or they want us dead?
These guys wanted you dead.
Ah, but then your big boss in charge wants us around. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, that's fair.
Yep. You're supposed to be really useful later on, so
Thank you.
no, thank you for when you eventually pay me back for this.
I can think of a few ways to pay you back, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm gonna put a second level cure wounds into Lydia.
Oh, I was actually, if you hold off, I was going to be casting Prayer of Healing, so
Oh.
it'll get all of us.
All right.
So we can heal while this is going on. I'm casting Prayer
Well,
of Healing, so everybody gets. Sorry, 16 hit points back.
There are more sounds of fighting, and she says, "Oh, well, looks like I gotta go. Okay,
talk to you later, Avarice. Hope all goes well with your coup.
yep, sure thing. Gurgle, you come on back now. You hear?" And like the gargoyle does not react at all, and the raven closes its mouth and then just kind of looks down with irritation at him and then pecks him on the head, and then he like goes, "Oh," and then he's like, "Okay, bye," and flies away.
Yeah, she'll just wave. Avarice.
Hart drops Burning Star
Yeah.
and just have a nice day.
Aw, he's tired.
Hart, it was Avarice.
Who?
The tiefling lady.
Oh,
She sent the gargoyle to help us. You'll really like her, Lydia. You're muted. I can't.
nope. It says you're not muted, but no audio's coming. Nope.
What?
There it goes.
There we go. Now we got you.
Okay. Maybe you're too far away.
Yeah, no, it sounded like you had a good relationship with her.
Not really. We just kind of bantered a bit, then she kind of helped us escape. But I
Oh,
like her.
that's who you were meaning. Okay.
Yeah.
Avarice. Got it.
Yeah. Anyway, we should go. Thanks for the healing. She'll pat Lydia on the head.
Back to you, but you're looking a little red on the cheeks here. Is that frostbite or?
Oh, I'm not red.
No blushing?
Hart is calming down the axe beak that
Yeah.
got caught up
Whoops.
near some
Oh,
avalanche.
Moose Tracks, you're all right. It's okay, buddy.
Gimli and moose tracks. are
There's
doing
very
okay.
powerful and pompous peacock shrieks coming from the axe beak right now.
Lydia
It
will
wasn't scared at all.
Lydia will include in just in case any of the sled dogs or Gimli got affected by the avalanche or any stray errant magic missiles or anything like that. Just make sure that they also are included in the prayer of healing if any of them are hurt.
For sure. None of the animals were hurt. They were pretty well spooked, though. For the most part, they are trained to run away from danger and not get involved in any sort of fight.
Kuori will try to kind of gather the dogs back and kind of settle them a little bit, pet them, pet all 13 of the dogs.
Bork!
She loves all of them equally.
Yes, you get many dog kisses.
Yes. She's like, I'm keeping them.
They are eager to run again
Yeah.
once more.
Okay, let's go, buddies. You gotta moose tracks. She pet his head. Go
Bork,
back.
Moose Tracks says. I imagine Moose Tracks is kind of like he's a husky, but he's like the brown kind.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
for the most part, you see huskies and they're like gray or black or whatever. This one's brown.
Flashbacks to Dimitri. Bork?
Bork? Oh, Bork. All right. So you continue on your way. Give me a perception check as you do so.
Okay.
Is that all of us?
Yes.
21.
21. That's very good. All right. You continue on your way.
Also 21.
Nice. Those are all very good rolls. Eventually, this hillside that was kind of off to the side begins to level out and fall away, and you see more and more trees about. And you can see that there are tracks that just kind of run across the road. You see rabbit tracks, you see moose tracks, you see deer tracks. Not just the moose tracks that is your dog. You see like actual tracks in the snow. And there appears to be trails that are just sort of worn through the snow that animals tend to go down. Likewise, you see off in that field, it seems to be that this is prime roaming area. The sort of fields that start right before the Dwarven Valley and before the elevation that is Kelvin's Cairn. This seems to be a fairly good grazing area. And looking across the snow, this time you see a herd of reindeer, which is very interesting because in the dim light of Icewind Dale, where the sun never rises over the mountains, you can see glowing, just sort of spotted amongst this herd of reindeer. Every sixth reindeer has glow-in-the-dark antlers. Just this soft blue light that emits from their heads.
Have I seen this before?
Yeah, would any of us recognize this as normal?
This is something that is pretty typical of Icewind Dale. There are magics in this land, and the reindeer are particularly attuned to it. And it just manifests in their antlers glowing.
Hart, maybe we should get you some magic that makes your antlers glow too. It'll be a lot easier to keep track of you in the dark.
But that's true for our enemies as well.
True.
And they'd be connected to my head, which is a really valuable piece.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
As you're moving along and kind of bearing witness to these natural phenomena, one particular set of tracks kind of stands out to you as a bit odd.
Oh? Hart, do these tracks look weird to you?
Yes?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. 16.
16. All right. These are definitely deer tracks. However, there's something kind of missing about them. It seems like there should be more of them. It reminds you kind of cat tracks in the sense that they have perfect registry, where they will put their hind legs in the same place that they put their front legs. It just isn't the way that deer walk.
Huh. Well, if it was a deer, there'd be more. Because you're a 4 legs, but there's only like 2 leggy tracks that are going through here. So either the deer is like moving like crag cats do, where it's you put your back foot where your front foot just was to try and minimize the amount of disturbance that you have on the earth, or it's a deer with 2 legs, which is not a deer I've ever seen.
I also have never seen a deer with 2 legs.
Well, I did once, but it was very sad.
Oh dear.
All right.
How fresh do these tracks look?
Honestly, fairly fresh.
We could follow them.
Will it take us too far off our path to do so? We can't really go anywhere quietly or stealthily. We've got Gimli and the dogs.
I'd say that we could follow them for a bit, but if it takes us too far out, we could come back.
Okay, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Good. Okay, let's follow these tracks then.
Okay. As you follow these tracks, it takes you a little bit off the road, but it seems to kind of meander down into the valley a little bit and then back up the road. It seems to be going in vaguely the same direction that you are. But as you are doing so, at some point, there is a movement from beneath a snowdrift that catches your eye. It appears to be a humanoid that is trying to stay out of view by darting into the snow.
But do we see the tracks like leading up to where they are?
It is very significantly not these tracks that the humanoid is moving.
Hart is going to guidance himself.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have it.
Mage armor.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Hart will... Yeah, I think Hart will probably, like, kind of make... or, like, if Lydia is on the axe beak with Hart, Hart will, like... kind of like motion with his antlers with a little jingling where he saw movement from, but I think he knows better than to say it out loud again.
Lydia will nod to Hart and also just like grab his hand very softly, and you see some silver sparks go up your arm and cast Vigilant Blessing, so you have advantage on your next initiative, whenever that may be. Hart, just as
Kuori looks at Hart and casts thumbs up.
Oh shit, what's that do?
It gives you friendly encouragement.
Oh fuck, I needed that. Yes.
I love that. All right.
Yeah,
What are you going to do, Hart?
I think Hart is going to... I think he's just going to lead the axe beak over and, like, see if they can, like, circle around.
Okay. To what end?
Because this creature's trying to hide behind a snowdrift. Hart just wants to see what this is.
Okay.
Like, see if it's a danger, like, if it's another one of those cultists or guys that can freeze themselves. Or if it's, like, you said that the tracks that we're following are not those tracks. So it's more just
the
like...
tracks go in one direction. That humanoid is kind of in a different one.
Does Hart get the sense that they would lose sense, or they would lose the track?
If they went and looked after this humanoid?
Yeah.
Like your friends are kind of standing over here where the tracks are.
Yeah, I think Hart would go over to the humanoid by himself then. Like, I think that he would get off the axe beak and just sort of like, hello?
Lydia would be like literally 2 feet behind Hart.
You don't have to hide. I promise we're nice.
Kuori has an arrow notch on her bow.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. With my guidance. That is, oh boy. Persuasion, you say? An 11.
An 11? All right. There is a moment of silence, and then you see some shifting. And where you might expect to see somebody wearing cold weather clothes, you do not see that. As you see somebody with pale, bare white arms and a draconic head kind of peek her head out over the snowdrift. You recognize this as the proprietor of the Wet Trout, Nemetra Miskin, a white dragonborn.
Nemetra?
And she put to death?
And she's like,
Sacrifice.
I don't know what your name is, but I recognize you.
I'm Hart. That's Kuori, and that's, well, as far as we know, that's Lydia.
And she just kind of got her hands up in a non-threatening way. She's all like, I don't mean you any harm. I'm just passing through.
If you're hungry, I have cookies that you could have.
Have some rations back at the sled.
You see her kind of like tip her head up, like, you know, the thought of rations kind of appeals to her. She steps forward. You can see that she is moving sluggishly. It appears that she has several levels of exhaustion. She's been having a rough time out here in the tundra. She sort of approaches slowly and then just kind of looks around. She's all like, you don't have anybody from East Haven here, do you?
No. Unless, did you see what was making those tracks?
She just kind of like glances down at them and shakes her head. As she approaches, she kind of like reaches out for some rations.
Hart will pull out a cookie from Hart's handy cookie container.
Yay! She kind of gives it a look, like cookies seems like a weird choice. But as she bites into it, she immediately realizes like, oh, these are good cookies.
This
Just-
cookie
just
ain't
for-
shit.
Just for reference as well, Hart. So you know, like those like fake books
Oh
that
yeah.
have like the hard sides. So it's kind of like that, but made of leather. So when you open it, it opens it like this a little bit, so that all the cookies can stay
It's an
fresh and not-
accordion folder for your cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes!
they won't get squished because it's hard sides. So even if you were to take a tumble or
Amazing.
anything like that, they will not get squished or break.
I love it. So yeah, she chows down on that cookie, and as she's doing so, she kind of like looks around. She's all like, I appreciate the help, but I should probably get going.
Where are you heading?
She kind of like chews on the cookie for a little bit longer, and like it seems like she's stalling and trying to decide whether or not she should tell you. And finally, she says, there are worshippers of Oral out here somewhere. They used to be Regid nomads, tribe of the bear, but they've splintered off since, and they answer only to her now.
Well, look, you please don't take offense to this, but you look exhausted. Do you want to maybe ride with us for a short while and rest on the sled? We're following these tracks to try and figure out what kind of deer this is, but after that, we're probably going to set up camp for the night and you can at least get some rest. It's safer in numbers.
She seems a bit reluctant, but you can see the wheels turning in her head and that this is the best option for her. She nods hesitantly. And
If you don't attack us, we won't attack you. We promise.
that seems a decent enough arrangement. But I will only go so far with you as is necessary. I am, after all, supposed to be dead as far as 10 Towns is concerned.
Never mind. That is, I once again was checking whether or not lesser restoration would help heal exhaustion. It does not.
If it helps, we knew a guy once who was from around here who used to just tell people that he was from Waterdeep.
There are a lot of people who know me.
Well,
Kind of hard to say that.
I understand, but those people
And
aren't
maybe
here
a-
right now and you can rest.
And maybe a human could get away with it, but I am kind of recognizable.
Yeah. Listen. If you so happen to make your way to Lonelywood through the forest part, not the town part, there's a cabin there. It's usually open. We're going to be passing there anyway. It's my place. If you need to stay there for a bit, you can. It's open to hunters, so people are aware of it, but if you put, there's a sign, if you put it on, they'll know someone's in there and they know not to bother.
She nods. And throughout this interaction, she can kind of catch you up on what happened. That she was accused of killing Scython the Tiefling. And even though she wasn't the person who did it, she has a pretty good idea of who did.
Can I ask you who you think it is?
As she is just about to answer you, you hear a scream off in the distance.
Yeah, Hart
Humanoid
is.
or?
Give me a survival check. But yes, it sounds like a person screaming.
18.
16.
16? Hart, you know that there are some big cats that have a very human-like shriek.
Wow.
That is a face, if I ever saw one. No! Hart does not like.
No likey. I think Hart is just gonna like pull his quarterstaff up to his chest a little bit tighter and look in the direction, and then he is going to. I think he's gonna say they might be in trouble.
I think everybody...
Like referring to like the footprints that were going off in that direction, because if a big cat is making that noise, there's going to be another scream, and it's not going to be a cat that's making it this time.
Right. So you're referring to the footy prints that have gone off in that direction. You think that they're in trouble. And as you say that, there is a voice behind you that says, I wouldn't be so worried about them.
Why?
What now? Sorry, Lydia immediately
Oh
jumped
god.
in.
Is it the dragon lady or somebody else?
Oh no, there's a voice from behind you as everybody had turned to look in the direction of that scream. A voice behind you says, "I wouldn't be so worried about them." And you probably whirl around to see what has approached, and you see the tall, blue-eyed, dark-haired, swarthy complexioned Sefik Caltro standing on the top of a snowdrift, examining a sword made of ice in his hand.
Sefik?
You don't know who Sefik is.
I don't, but Liz does.
Corey's just gonna take a step forward and say, "Fancy seeing you here."
He just sort of nods at you and he says, "My quarrel isn't with you."
Who is it with? Let me guess. Nemestra?
He just sort of gives a begrudging shrug.
Why? Because you were the one that actually murdered that man and not her, but she knows that it was you and you don't want anybody else to know. Correct.
It's really not as complicated as that. Oral demands a sacrifice. And just because a white dragonborn is a lot more well suited to surviving out in the tundra does not mean that Oral should be denied her right.
Shouldn't you let Oral deal with her sacrifices then? By herself?
Oh, she is. But just through me.
Interesting.
Lydia will instinctively step between our new dragonborn friend and Sefik. Not in an aggressive way, but just stand in front of her.
And if we were to deny you this sacrifice,
He kind of sighs, and he says, Oral is accepting in all suffering, though I'd prefer it not have to be yours.
And that scream we just heard, was that a sacrifice for Oral?
He just kind of smiles and says, "You'll find out soon enough." And you hear another scream behind you as you turn back around and you see the predatory eyes of a crag cat gleaming down at you. I'll give you one more chance to step away.
What, Kuori, what do you want to do?
I can't just give up this dragonborn and be like, "Oh yeah, here, you were sacrificed because you thought you were murderer, even though you're not the murderer." But I know Oral needs sacrifice. I'm also blessed by Oral, so this is getting complicated.
But what is Kuori thinking?
She's going to ask, "Is blood the only way you'll take a sacrifice?"
You're trying to find your way out of this.
Many people sacrifice many things. They have already sacrificed heat, food, what other towns sacrifice as well. What is there to
See.
say the sacrifice hasn't been made already?
I'm not here to argue semantics. I'm here for a life. That one in particular. Nothing personal, Nemetra. And she just kind of gives him a very hard look. But she's like clenching her fist It seems that she's willing to meet her fate, but she's not going down without a fight.
I think Hart is like looking down at the snow when what's his fucking name?
Sefik?
Sefik. I remember Avarice, but I forget this asshole who we've met multiple times.
No worries.
Sefik. I think Hart is looking at the snow and he takes a deep breath and like clenches his quarterstaff a little bit tighter to his chest and then says, "We set out to accomplish one goal, and that was to make it so we could free Icewind Dale from Winter's wrath. No more sacrifices. This ends now." And Hart will look up towards Sefik and say Burning Star.
All right. Let's see some initiative.
I get advantage on that shit.
Yeah, you do.
Ba-boom.
Yeah, you do.
Ya boy. That's a 20.
Cool. Natural 20 from Sefik.
13 from Kuori. I want the viewers to know that it is not Kuori who has problems making decisions. It is I.
I relate so hard.
I am Boo Boo the Fool.
I am the fool.
I am the April Fool. Liz, what'd you get?
10, please. 10, 10, 10, 10.
10 indeed.
10 like the towns.
Alrighty. 10 as the towns.
Talking about Boo Boo the Fool, I used both 2 out of 3 of my 2nd level spell slots already.
Okay. So, you turn into Burning Star, and you see Sefik's eyes begin to, they widen, and they have this piercing blue glow about them, as he is at the top of the round.
Question.
Yes.
Because going into Burning Star, as part of the bonus action in order to do so, I chose Archer so I can fire off a round. Would that happen in a surprise round before the regular initiative?
Sure, I will allow that. If that's something that going into Burning Star is a part of.
That's the mechanical thing for it. Is that,
exactly.
Like, yeah, okay.
So 100% resolve that.
Gotcha. So 23 to hit for 5 points of radiant damage.
Okay, that hits. 5 points of radiant damage on Sefik. He is not a fan. And how does this manifest? It's just like a mote of light that darts towards him.
So when he says Burning Star and quickly shifts, there is just like he just kind of motions with his hand forward and a beam of light streaks out from it.
Gotcha. All right. That he takes that light full on in the chest and kind of skids back just a little bit in the snow. You see his eyes blazing with this blue fire. And he uses his innate ability to Misty Step behind you. And he's going to take a swing at you with his ice scimitar. Natural 20. Again. Holy shit,
To
Sefik.
make up for all those threes.
I know!
Please
That's
remember
this-
to Hart and Kuori that you were all healed 16 HP at the end of the last
Yeah, I
battle.
was healed up
Yeah.
to full.
Me too.
Yep.
Okay, good. Just needed to double check that.
This is particularly bad since he gets extra damage. On this natural 20, you are taking 7 slashing damage and for 7 cold damage on the first attack, and he's going to attack you once more. Does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
Okay. That is all for him as he has resolved all of his attacks. And Sephic's turn ends. Hart, it is you.
Hart is going to... So Sephic teleported behind, stabbed, pulled back, and then missed. Hart is just going to turn, and as he does, he's going to make like almost like a it's the fire bending stomp, to say the least. Like just that very powerful, very flat stomp, but he is going to cast Thunder Wave at 2nd level meta magic, turn it to fire damage instead of thunder. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 12 probably doesn't make it.
A 12 just fails. He is going to be taking a total of 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to use the Starry Form Archer Shot. And let's see it. That's a 10. I'm guessing that misses.
10 misses, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and that is all that Hart can do. That was action and bonus action.
Okay. At the end of Hart's turn, there is a scream from up on that snowdrift where that crag cat approached, and it is going to pounce down amongst you. I think it's going to go for Nemetra. That seems like the thing that it has been called here for. So, moves at least, blah, blah, blah. All right. God damn, that's another natural 20. What
You're just saving him up. You were complaining all game. Like, I can't roll for shit.
All these threes. Oh my god. Okay. That's gonna be 13 piercing damage as it noms into her, and she's got to make a strength saving throw, which she's doing at disadvantage because of exhaustion. Oh my god. She is, however, a sturdy gal. But it is not enough. No, it is just enough. Okay, that's kind of fun. So this crag cat comes bounding down onto Nemetra and just sinks its teeth into her shoulder. And she like reels a little bit, but she's just like holding on to it. And you can see her giving a draconic snarl back at this creature. And the two of them are in a wrestling match for her life. Kuori, it's your turn.
God damn. She's going to cast Chromatic Orb at Sephic. Fire.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what dice I have to roll. It's a d20, but I can't. Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh shit, okay. Math. Dice. Okay. Sorry. My mind's not working this late. It's about 1 a.m. here.
I understand, totally.
10 fire damage, and she kind of, with like a bit of a snarl, they're going to throw that chromatic orb at them. It's going to hit them right in the chest, and she's going to almost say with a growl and say, Aurel already has enough sacrifices.
All right. Okay. Anything else for you, Kuori?
Nope. That is her. She's gonna just curveball it into him. It's this white flame that appears.
Okay. There is a second shriek from the darkness. Kuori, another bounding mass of fur comes darting out of the snow and swipes at you. I don't think a 7's going to hit you at all.
No.
We're back to the bad rolls again, baby. That was an advantage. This crag cat comes bounding out of the snow and just like you sidestep it effortlessly as it slides in after you and it turns around snarling. Lydia, it is your turn.
So seeing that Kuori and Hart are both very determined, she does not know Sefik or really, what is our Dragonborn lady's name again? Sorry, Nemetra. But she's ever faithful to her friends, and you see her reach into her components pouch again, and a long silver thread comes out of her bag as she winds it around herself and then throws it almost like a lasso around Nemetra, and she's going to cast Warding Bond. So she gets a +1 to AC, advantage on saving throws, resistance to all damage.
Alrighty.
And every time she takes damage, I take damage.
Okay. All right. This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Anything for you? Or anything else for you?
And then I am going to cast Word of Radiance as my... oh, damn it. Sorry, that's not a bonus action. I thought it was. I'm thinking of... Doppeldia had the Spiritual Flame and
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, yes, and real Dia does not. So I keep forgetting that Word of Radiance is an action instead of a bonus action. So yes, that is all for me.
I see. Okay. On Nemetra's turn, she wouldn't have a great axe. She was left out here to die. So what she's going to do is she's fighting for her life here. She's going to try and fucking grapple this crag cat and strangle it to death with her bare arms.
Yes.
Ah, fuck. Well, there goes that dice. What did it land on? What did it land on? A fucking 3? At disadvantage on account of her... Okay, it's fine. Sorry, one of them was a natural 20. She's surprising me quite a bit. Crag Cat is going to roll against this. Fucking fail. She's going to grapple this Crag Cat and try and murder it to death with a strangulation hold. And that's what she's doing as she kind of like turns around, puts her arm around this enormous cat's head and like yanks it back. She says the tribe member should be nearby. Sefik, you're playing with your own life here. And that is her turn. Sefik is not enjoying that fire damage, not one bit. However, he is going to continue attacking Hart, because that seems like fun. A 14 to hit you?
It just hits.
Just hits. All right. And so that means a 15 is also going to hit. Here comes some damage.
Man, if I had my shield, neither of those would have hit, but boo-boo the fool.
This is for 2 of these. That's going to be 7, 8, 9, and 12 slashing damage.
That's between the 2 hits, or that's just the first one?
Those are both hits together.
Cool.
12 slashing damage, and then 6... 12 cold damage.
Hart goes down. And Burning Star drops because unconscious.
He's doing a little shimmy. This is fun. All right. Cephik stabs once and then stabs again and then just kind of pushes Hart off of his blade into the snow. And he wipes the blood off of the icy scimitar in his hand, looking back over at Kuori. And he says, really wish I didn't have to do this. Hart, give me a death saving throw.
That's a 4.
Hart, no! Okay.
I've never been more mad that I rolled so shit on initiative.
Yep. That's it for Hart. Death dance.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Crag Cat number 1 is having a good old dance with Nemetra. It's right where she's right where it wants her to be. It's going to just try and claw at her. Could you paste the spell that's on Nemetra into the chat for me?
Yes, I can. Sorry, just a second. Frostmaiden. Sorry, this is what I get for having my character stuff on my phone when we play.
No concerns. She's got a +1 to her AC.
Advantage on saving throws and resistance to all damage. So she takes half
Gotcha.
damage for every type of damage.
Gotcha.
But also you have to let me know when she takes damage because I take damage too.
But of course. Okay. So the cat rolls a 17 on attack against her. She is going to take... That's D8. There we go. She's going to take 8 slashing damage, which is halved for 4.
And I will also take 4.
Okay. So that is that Crag Cat. Kuori, it's your turn.
You're muted.
Kuori's very angry. I'm looking through some spells I have, so give me a second. No. I want to hurt this man. You know what? I do have Fireball because I have a spell book. So I'm going to cast Fireball at this man because I don't care.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Mhm.
B-A-L-L.
Yep.
I'm going to angle it. I'm going to angle it.
So it doesn't hit Hart.
it doesn't
Oh,
hit
you're no
Hart.
fun.
I could see that smile on his face.
Will not be having venison for dinner.
And you see she almost unconsciously reaches for this spell book and it kind of opens up wind, just flitting the pages until it lands on one, and she rips out the page, the book back into its case in her bag. The ball the page is crumpled up into a ball and starts floating between her hands as it starts glowing this bright white light, and she throws it right behind Cephik, and there's a moment where he's probably unsure of what the fuck she just did, but then there's this explosive force behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna have to make a save, I guess. I've never cast Fireball, guys.
I believe it's a dex save for Fireball.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a dex save. The save is based off of your spell save
Yeah,
DC.
so I believe it's let me double check. It's 13.
You got a 21.
Okay, he still takes half.
All right.
Still 8d6.
Still 8d6. That is correct.
So that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, we got some goodies here, guys. Okay, that's 12, 22. That's 30.
Holy shit.
38 points of damage, half to I'm going to assume
19.
19.
19. All right. This is not a fun time for him. He does not enjoy this. He 0 stars on Yelp.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Kuori?
No, that's all I got. Because that's the whole action, baby.
All right.
But she looks to him with like burning hatred in her eyes.
That tracks. There are just flames erupting behind him. His face is in shadow, except for those piercing, glowing blue eyes burning back at you. The crag cat is going to take a swing at you, Kuori. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Nah, baby. She just swats at it while still looking at Suffolk.
This crag cat has not laid a finger on you, even though it is trying very hard to do so. Lydia, it's your turn.
Seeing that Hart has gone down, Lydia will immediately be filled with this deep-seated fear of losing her newfound family. And you'll see her eyes glaze over white again, and her hair slightly floats a little bit. And she's going to reach out her hand towards where Hart is lying and just say, "Not yet," and cast Healing Word. So, that's a bonus action. It's not a lot, but it'll get you up. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So that's 8 hit points, but it gets you back up. And then with her action, she is going to cast Word of Radiance and just stare directly at Suffolk and say, "Not my family." So I need a Constitution saving throw from him and both the Craig cats, with 14 being the DC.
Okay. This is on all of them, yes?
Yes.
Okay, here comes from Suffolk. Constitution, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19 from Suffolk.
Damn it.
Here comes from the Crag Cats, the one next to Kuori. $14.
So it just makes it because of the save DCs.
And from the second one, does not make it.
All right, so that one takes 6 points of radiant damage. The others take nothing because it's an all or nothing type spell.
Gotcha.
But that is it for me.
Okie doke. That was Lydia. Nemetra Miskin on her turn is going to recklessly attack the Crag Cat in her arms. That's going to be 16 to hit, which definitely does. She's just going to be doing unarmed damage to this critter, so it takes 4 of that there damage. Rackle, the Crag Cat says as Nemetra fucking chokes it out. Okay. Yes. All right. That's Nemetra's turn. Suffolk. second crag cat not have a turn? I think it missed. Okay. Sefik on his turn is going to Misty Step over to Kuori. And he's going to do an attack on her. No, he's not here for you. He's going to Misty Step over to Nemetra, and he's going to try and finish the job.
+1 AC, baby.
Yep. 12 plus 17 is going to hit her, and the second attack does not hit. That's going to be 8 slashing damage and 5 cold damage. Halved is going to be 4 slashing damage and 2 cold damage.
Will also take 6 points of damage.
She is not looking so hot. Actually, that cold damage should be halved once more because of her draconic ancestry. It's just going to be the 1.
It's not. Oh, so okay. Question, because
Yes.
the way that the spell works, it just says I take whatever damage she takes. So
Yes.
would that? Okay.
Yes.
Gain that 1 hit point back.
It could save you.
Really
Count your many blessings. All right. That was Sefik's turn. Hart, you are awake once more.
Hart does not remember being on the ground, but, you know, here he is. He is going to stand up. So he uses half of his movement, and I think he looks over towards Sefik, and he says Burning Star, and nothing happens because he's out of wild shapes for the day.
Ruh-roh!
And then he like gets this like look from being like, all right, like it's gonna be tough, but we got this, to like there is just like deer in the headlights, like quite legitimately of just like, oh fuck, this
Right.
has never happened before.
Right, and now he has no idea what to do. He has no idea.
He has no idea. I think what Hart is going to do instead is that how far, like, would Lydia be within 15 feet? He's going to go up
Yes.
to Lydia and use his last 2nd level spell slot, and he's going to put a Cure Wounds into her. And Lydia, you gain 12 back.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then
Brings me back to full.
as my bonus action, I got nothing. That's it.
All right. That's Hart. The crag cat on Kuori is going to take another swipe at her. 18 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, 13 piercing damage.
She takes it. She's still trained on Sefik.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the crag cat. Kuori, it's your turn.
She is going to go to Sefik. If it takes an attack of opportunity from her, that's fine. From the cat, that's fine. She'll take it. And she's going to once again cast Chromatic Orb. Use her last spell slot on Sefik. Math number 18.
18 will hit.
Where are my dice when I need them? Okay, She's going to look at him and say, "Neither you nor Arl get to touch my family." And she's going to cast another not burning hand, chromatic orb at him, another glowing white flame that hits him right in the face for 15 damage.
Okay. He goes down.
Kuori, do you want me to save him?
We still have these fucking cats on us.
No, but Lydia's up next in the initiative, so
She would actually take the time and ask Kuori whether or not, because she doesn't know Suffolk.
Honestly, she's in the state where honestly I think she's gonna say yes
To save him?
to make sure he doesn't die, not bring him up. I don't know if
Mhm.
you have like,
Spare the dying.
yeah.
All right. So seeing this, Lydia will walk up to Suffolk and place her hand, her small, tiny little hand, right on the top of his forehead as silver and lavender seep out of her hand and slowly coat his entire body as she casts Spare the Dying. So he's stabilized, but not up.
Gotcha.
And then she's going to walk over to the crag cat that is on grappling, or that Nymetra is grappling. She's still grappling the crag cat. So
Yes, go on.
if I attack it, would I have any sort of advantage because it's grappled?
Unfortunately, being grappled doesn't do anything for advantage unless you push them prone. You don't get advantage. But don't
Fair.
worry about it because these cats seem a lot less interested in continuing this fight with their master no longer hanging around. They are kind of they're kind of staying like the one that was attacking Kuori before seems a lot less sure about continuing to fight. And the crag cat that is being grappled by Nymetra is kind of giving these shifty eyes and like stops fighting necessarily and starts looking for an escape.
I would like to take my mace and bonk it on the head non-lethally.
Oh, you're gonna try and knock a crag cat unconscious?
Bonk.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Bwomp,
Snarling
bwomp,
at-
bwomp, bwomp.
It's snarling at you as you approach, and then you bring your mace down on its head,
Bonk.
and like it doesn't go unconscious, but it does just like sit there like, I just got bonked.
It's, have you seen that picture of a cat with a flower on his head? It's just like,
Yeah. It's like it transcends this reality and is now transported to a reality where it got bonked by a gnome.
That's my turn.
Cool. So Sefik is lying, stabilized in the snow. There is one crag cat that is lying in Nymetra's arms, and she's kind of slowly like letting go of it and kind of realizing it's not going to continue fighting. And she like backs off a little bit, and she says, "This doesn't make any sense. The Black Eyes tribe was supposed to be here. Why didn't they arrive? There was all kinds of noise. They were supposed to be here." And there is a gout of flame that shoots up over the hillside next to you. And you hear crunching as footsteps go into the, you can hear crunching footsteps up the snow as a figure appears on top of the snowdrift. And the appearance of this figure, I think, should be described by Tyler, actually.
What?
He can't hear you, but he's going to describe what this character looks like.
So a man, a tall man, he's wearing some simple kind of robes. He's carrying a shield that is kind of looks like just some old bark that was ripped directly off of a tree. And he's got flame in his hands, and he's got a very primal look about him. He's got darker skin, light hair, and on the top of his head are two nubbins where antlers used to be. And he looks over the ridge with this wild look in his eyes. Just, hey, brother! You're supposed to be dead!
And that's where we're going to leave off for today.
Excellent! You all wanted to know what my secret is? Tune in next week, jerks! My brother's the coolest! I'm so excited. That's
Might
it for
have
our
to fight
show.
you for that.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out and joining us on this wonderful excursion. I am so fucking jazzed. God, I'm so happy I get to meet my brother next week. What a great time. That's it for our show. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'm always glad whenever I can have these people on the channel. That's a no-brainer, though. Speaking of no-brainers, hey, Wings, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me on Twitter at Danae Keener. You can find my streaming schedule there, all of the games that I'm up to. And usually I wind up retweeting whenever I go live in a game. So check me out there, DanaeKeener.com.
Hi everyone, my name's Satan. I'm still reeling from the end of this episode. Give me a moment. Okay, my name's Satan. You can find me at Alyssa Vamp on Twitter. It's that handle right below there, somewhere there. I don't know. I play a lot of games. Other than this one with these amazing people, and this amazing DM with all her surprises. And her amazing husband. I also play other games. On Mondays, you can catch me over at Weave the Tale playing Great American Witch, where I play a witch at a 70s biker bar. You can catch me over once a month, Wednesdays back here playing Monster Noir. Also, you can catch me here on Thursday playing Mask, where I play Lucy Anna, aka Aftershock, the Reformed, I believe it's called. I always say the Redeemed. And on Saturdays, you can find me over at Valdrian's playing Dragon Age. So if you're like horny on main groups, that's the game for you. Because what is Dragon Age but a horny on main game? It's just a dating scene with a bunch of bonus stuff. That's all it really is. After that, you can find me on Plot Hunters. We're going to the second part of our season finale because it took us a lot longer than we thought. And Sundays, they've been here at night. Sundays in the morning, you can find me at the Hive Goblin, where I DM my friends, and they are making their way to the final area of the Dread Isle, an island full of undead. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's me.
Oh, hi, everybody. I'm LizMac, and I'm in shock. Danae, how dare you end the episode there? But when I'm not in shock, you can find me on Twitter at LizMacD22. Here on Indoor Adventures on every Sunday night. And you can also check out jabroni.tv. We are an amazing group of streamers from across the world that make content together, whether that be tabletop role-playing or some amazing new content that is going to be coming out very soon. So check out our YouTube as well, which again you can find at jabroni.tv. And other than that, you can also find me at Clever Plays on Twitter. I'm the community manager of an amazing little studio, a video game studio based out of Montreal, Canada. And our game Operation Tango is coming out very, very soon. June 1st, I can officially say. I don't have to just say soon. I can say June 1st on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Xbox Series X, PC. So lots of different options there. And our Twitter account is almost at 2,000 followers. So there might be some fun stuff if we get all the way up to 2,000. So go hit that follow at Clever Plays. And that's it for me.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point. Or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, like what the fuck just happened in the last 5 seconds of this session? Hey, guess what? Nights in the Courtyard is the perfect place to pose that question. So we are going to be heading out to answer those questions now. So I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for joining us on this adventure. And thank you to Danae for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!